I've been framed.
Smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place, and if I stare too long, I'd probably break down and cry.
Hey everyone, Joe here, and all bad puns aside, I do have the framing built up for our Hurricane. And again, this is for the buddy build that I'm doing with my good friend Ben. Joe builds with Ben, Ben builds with Joe. Series we've done many times through the years. It's good to be back at it. I watched a few YouTube videos on building this up, and there are a few out there, so I'm not going to do build videos when I'm doing things, but I can tell you some of these are very fiddly. I did break this back end, but was able to glue it back together. I was also, you can see here some super glue filling, and back here some super glue filling. I don't know if you'll see it back here or not, but figured while I had it out to do this front end, I might as well. Now, could some of this be done separately and put in? Maybe. No one I saw building it did it that way. So I did the same. I've just built it in full here, and we'll paint it all in one like this. Now the instructions are calling for this to be all aluminum essentially, except for a few pieces here and there. But if you look at reference photos throughout the multiple different books I had, it's not aluminum. The seat's not aluminum. It's all the interior green color. Now, some of it has some aluminum, but I think what we'll do is we'll paint this all interior green. Probably scuff it up a little bit, give it some wear and tear. We do have to put our Quinta set in as well, so there's going to be some Quinta decals. I think my flight rudder pedals are crooked. No, that's probably not going to get fixed. But anyways, now what's going to happen is this will go within this here, and I don't ever like this, but you can already tell that it's a little bit warped in some areas, bent in some areas, so it's going to be a bit of a finagling to get that in place and set so that it doesn't disturb the rest of the wings. So I am a little concerned here on how this goes, but we'll see how that turns out. I did decide I'm going to put this one in flight, so we cut out our pilot, just cleaned up the seams on the sides so far, and we'll probably put them right in here at some point, maybe, if I can get that to go. We'll see. Not going down there very well. Doesn't want to sit in a seat all the way. Oops. Helps if I'm in frame. But yeah, he does not want to sit in his seat completely. Interesting. Well, we're going to have to get him in there somehow. But we'll deal with that later. This is going to be in flight. I already decided, so gun bays aren't going to be open. No, nothing like that. Got our stand already picked out. And yeah, we're just going to keep continuing along with this. Come back with another update, probably once this is painted and weathered up, just to show how it's looking before we seal everything up. All right, everyone. So I've got the cockpit pretty much finished up to my liking here. We dirtied it up a little bit. We've got some of the Quinta stuff in there, as you all can see. I think it turned out pretty cool. There's some, we got to put the dial glass in, which we'll just do with like the window maker kind of type glue, the clear glues. So we'll put those dial glass back in. And yeah, now the downside to Quinta stuff and a lot of the pre-painted PE is the colors don't often match to what the colors are supposed to be. So this, it's close, but it's just not right. The good news with the Hurricane, let's get this together here. Once you get this together, there is very, very little room that you're ever going to see in here, as you guys can kind of there. I mean, that's pretty much all you're gonna see. So unless you had a camera like this and you're over top of it and somehow looking through the canopy, you're not gonna see a lot of this anyways. So that's, always the downside of aircraft. And that's a lot of times why I don't put too much effort into the cockpits, because you're not going to see that. And I know the old adage of, well, I'll know it's there, which always kind of amuses me because people tend to use that off and on interchangeably, I would say, because when they really want to do something, they like, go all out and they're like, well, you're not going to see it, but I know it's there. However, on the rest of the aircraft, you bring up the question, well, then why didn't you add all the details back here and everything? Well, you're not going to see that. And it's like, but you just said you knew it was going to be there. So I'm always kind of giggle a little bit when people say, oh, I know it's there. It's like, okay, you could say that about the entire aircraft build, but you're not doing that other stuff. The fact of the matter is you were really excited to do all that detail in that one area, and that's awesome. I think that's great. But, it's, anyways, turn of phrase, I suppose. But this is what I got, and I think probably where I'll stop this video here. And what I'm going to do, like I said, I'll get the dials up, and then we'll get this together. And then we'll start working on part 2, which will be getting everything else built up and probably start putting it in primer and whatnot. So until next time, everyone, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Take care.